Since this is only an experiment and we already had a dark colored base underneath, I'm only going to use one coat of the high-tech black. After this, just going to let it dry. We're going to go ahead and mix up the inner coat and add the Persian purple, and we'll spray a few coats. Here is the inner coat already mixed. I am using the Auto Paint HQ. Reduces 1:1, so 4 ounces inner coat, 4 ounces reducer, and I have 8 ounces ready to spray. As far as the pigments, I am using the eye candy pigments, and this color is Persian purple. There's the color. It looks more like blue, but we'll see how it looks over a black base. And of course, if you haven't made up your mind yet, I'm going to try this one next in one of my future videos, Cayman Budokai, which kind of looks also purple, slight pearl, like with a red tone underneath. But we'll see what this one looks like as well. I have other colors just waiting to be sprayed, but for today's experiment, we're going to go ahead and try the Persian purple. So here's our gram spoon. Welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and just grab 1 gram, like that, for 8 ounces. Okay, so here's 8 ounces with 1 gram of the Persian purple. Very interesting. It looks blue. Still looks blue. We'll see what happens over the black base. And so this is 8 ounces, 1 gram. So that's still about 16 grams per sprayable gallon. Already mixed. So we'll see what comes out. I'm just going to go ahead and finish this off as a float coat while this is still wet. Here's the Persian purple, and it definitely looks blue. But I mean, I guess a Persian purple is a very shimmery blue like that. I'm just letting it dry, just sunbathe right now, and then we'll come back to clear coat once I have the clear ready. Okay, so at this point I went ahead and grabbed some water and 1000 grit sandpaper, and I sanded the surface, the inner coat. This helps in case you got any dirt nibs or anything trapped in the paint while spraying. You can go ahead and just sand those smooth. None of these swirl marks are gonna show once you add the clear coat. So it also helps. Let me grab some water. It shows the color that you're gonna end up with, and you know, you can decide whether you like it or you can change it, add some more pigment, or you're ready for the clear. Okay, so I added one more coat of the inner coat with the same ratio, which was a 4:1. I mixed 4 ounces on this batch, and I only added about half a gram of that Persian purple. So gave it one more coat. So total, this is 4 coats. I gave it one light coat, 2 mid coats with the first batch, and then this one, another mid coat. And if anyone was concerned about the swirl marks or whatever from the 1000 grit, they would have removed with the clear coat. But you know, this is another coat of inner coat, so it also helps. And just I'm spraying it about 20 psi. This is the Spectrum HTE. So this one has the 1.3 tip. On the fluid, I mean, once I close it all the way down, like all the way shut, number 1 is basically where the number 3 is at. So just one whole turn, that's 1.5. So it's 1.5 turns that I have it opened. On this one, I can't really say because it doesn't have a mark. I made my own right here, but I tighten it all the way, and then I'll make a mark somewhere, and then I'll open it, and I'll just make sure I have that mark remembered, you know. So that's kind of my settings on PSI, and it doesn't always mean it's the correct, because I can be spraying 20 PSI right here, 20 PSI, but as soon as I change the fluid from the fan from wide open to closed, look at the pressure. You see, so it busts all the way up to about 45 PSI. Once I open the fan, it drops back down. So it all depends on how much fan, and I'll show you on a separate video on how to spray, how to adjust the perfect settings. But I mean, it's just trial and error, it's just experimenting, we'll get the hang of it. Okay, so here's 2 coats of clear coat. Inside here we can see a lot of the blue, very nice deep blue color. Looking back, I don't think we did the Aoi any justice. I think somebody said do dark, and I just I just used a minimal amount of pigment, and you know, I use Aoi at the full darkest. But we'll come back, we'll circle around back and jump into the Aoi with a little bit more pigment, see what the color, a little bit more strength actually looks like. We're gonna go ahead and take this and set it outside, more lighting, and see the full color. Okay, so here is the color. Very nice color, very deep. This is over a black base, and this is only about 15 or 16 grams per sprayable gallon. And I only added about 4 coats, and this is the result. Very nice deep color, very beautiful, very sparkly. So again, this right here is royal blue, this is paint. So paint is really bad condition, it's fading or peeling. So I'm considering painting it for our next car event here local. I'm not sure if I'm considering another blue, but I'm just testing out like a viewer suggestions. This one somebody requested that I try this one out. This is a very nice color. Look at that. Very nice color. So, wow, that left me speechless, I guess you can say that. But very nice color, especially maybe even after a cut and buff. This would be perfect. But for the truck, we'll go with something different. I'm just showing you guys the test panel. Let me know what you think. Leave some comments down below. Peace out.